Hello everyone, hope you are doing well. So here we have another odd one out question, or a theta based question where we need to type the means type the number which is odd from the other four sentences. Let's look at the direction. The direction stated here, five jumbled up sentence level 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 related to a topic are given below. Four of them can be put together to form a coherent paragraph. What we need to do, we need to identify the odd sentence and key in the number of that sentence as our answer. So let's look at the sentences which have been given here. To identify the odd sentence out, we need to review each sentence in the context of the topic on competence to stand trial. Look at the first sentence. The first sentence stated, competency to stand trial is a long established legal principle in the US criminal justice system. Competency to stand trial is a long established legal principle in the US criminal justice system that makes sure that a criminal defendant's right to a fair trial is protected, isn't it? Now, in that case, we can say it introduces the concept of what? It introduces the concept of you can say competency to stand trial, isn't it? Competency to stand trial. Now, look at the second sentence. Second sentence said fundamental justice requires that criminal defendants should be able to understand the charges against them, appreciate the nature and range of penalties, and communicate with their attorney. Now, in that case, the second sentence, which is stated, fundamental justice requires that criminal defendants should be able to understand the charges against them, appreciate the nature and range of penalties, and communicate with their attorney. That explains what it required for a defendant to be considered competent. Competent, isn't it? Now, um, in that case, third sentence stated, if they do not have the capacity in any of these areas, they may be found incompetent to proceed. So this describes nothing but what? This describes, you can say, the procedure when a defendant is found incompetent and how proceedings are handled, isn't it? So that is what it is given, and the judicial proceedings are suspended until they are treated and competency is restored, right? So therefore, we can say that the option three or sentence three describes the procedure when a defendant is found what? Found incompetent, and you can say that how uh, proceedings and that may be called that is called as judicial proceedings that are suspended, or you can say that are handled until they are treated and competency is restored, isn't it? So four, which is stated, while competency to stand trial is the most commonly used term, competency in the criminal trial process encompasses all stages of participation in the legal process, including pre-trial, trial, sentencing, and appeals, right? And this one is nothing but indicating the broaden, yeah, you can say that broadens the understanding of what? Understanding of competency beyond just the trial phase to include all stages of the, you can say that legal process, right? All stages of uh, the legal process, isn't it? Now, sentence 5 stated, the competency issue is raised when an officer of the court defends persecution or judge has a reason to believe there is a bona fide doubt as to a defendant's competency. Now, discusses nothing but this discusses how the competency issue is raised in court, focusing on the procedural aspect, right? So, on the basis of that, we find out means sentence one, two, three, four. So these are nothing but indicating about competency of strong trial, fundamental justice requires that criminal defendant should be able to understand. Three, It is indicating about if they do not have the capacity, they may be found incompetent, and um, judicial proceedings are suspended until they are treated and competency is restored. And four, is also stated at the same time, competency to stand trial is most commonly used term. But if I look at the fifth number sentence, which is considering as the odd one out, because it shifts focus, it shifts focus to the procedural aspect. So procedural aspect of how competency issues are raised in court, which is somewhat you can say that distinct from the main focus of explaining the concept and implications of competency to stand trial discussed in the other sentences. Therefore, we can consider sentence 5. Sentence 5 is the correct sentence to make out or make odd from the other options or other sentences. I hope you understood this. That's all. Thank you.